Hey, Max here. This is a hot topic. I don't want to do any exploiting what's going on with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And ultimately, we're going to talk about it on MME Live after. I'm sorry the way I reacted last night. I just didn't want to cover violence while it's happening. Now that I have the context of everything and I've actually done some research, which you'll see in this video. It's very complicated. It's not just that moment. And it's sad because finally Will Smith, with all and I want you to all think about people as people. As much as we on the internet and YouTubers say, "Oh, these are fair game. These are celebrities. These are people with lives and feelings and histories." And we are not as progressed as we thought we once that people say we are. And there's been a lot of unfair treatment of different minorities in the industry. And you might say, and critics of SJWs might say, well, look at Denzel Washington. Yes, but Denzel Washington mainly is a serious actor, but there's a lot of stigma. Just look at Will Smith's career, where he came from. He has built his career up, and he also is a comedian, a rapper, and unfortunately, a lot of the Academy's prejudices that they still have, and this is beyond race of just um, elitism, where if you do something else, they don't take you as seriously. Will Smith has gone to bat, taken serious roles, and challenged himself. And honestly, in your comment section below, tell me, I think there's at least a few times where he may have been snubbed um, in the past for an Oscar. So this is very sad to me, very sad for his career. And to get more on that later, I do think there has to be some type of accountability and punishment for violence. I'm sorry. I hate. What do you do when people you care about do bad things? Does that mean they get a pass? Because if someone was in the audience, or maybe one of those seat fillers went up and did that, depending on who you are, some people. More on that later. This is what I want to share with you now: is the history of this, and it goes back to 2016. And you know what? Jada is a social justice warrior, um, and she once boycotted the Oscars, and I say rightfully so. So this is a quick video showing that, and then showing the history of Chris Rock and the Smiths, and how what disrespect that he showed um, fellow black people in the industry, mocking them for standing up to the elites in Hollywood. So he mocked the Smiths and degraded Jada. And now that I rewatched the clip, I remember it now, and I thought that was really bad taste as well. So finally, Will Smith got back, and he's had some missteps in his career lately. He's had to climb his way back up and show and prove he's still he's still relevant and challenging roles. And let's be honest too, besides the industry, there's been a lot of criticism of his family, or people that even say, like, well, I like Will, but I don't like Jay. That's not cool, man. Respect Will in his and a lot of commentary on his children and their choices and what they identify as. I don't know all that, but there's been a lot. He's had a lot of stuff coming his way, including potentially his religion. So I think this is I do think this is important to examine about what we do to people. And I think we need to treat more people like people, but it's not justified either, though. It's not justified. So you have to see this. This is important context, and overall, I'm very sad at this. Very sad because I think the world is changing at a rate rapidly more than ever, and unfortunately, you need to hold everyone accountable and be consistent. So I think he should face something. I think he should face a fine. Um, I really do not want to see his Oscar be taken away, especially because I personally feel he's been snubbed and ignored because of the prejudices of the industry about about other things. Like you could do a serious role, but what? Oh, you're a rapper too, or you're a comedian too, or you do genre films. There's a lot of prejudices still left in the Academy besides just Skin Keller, honestly, about what type of roles you take and it's very snobby. So I just feel it was at his breaking point. He wanted this moment to be perfect, in my opinion, and he's sitting there front and center, nothing in front of him and the stage, there with his beautiful wife, who also has to deal with a health condition, and finally getting back to that where they feel that they can even attend the Oscars and feel like they're represented, and that they finally have like an equal opportunity and chance to win, and then that disrespect. So there's the context. And I also don't like my personal opinion, I don't like people saying, "Oh, he was laughing first." He was laughing at the prior joke, and it was a shock to his system, like, "Oh no, you this again." All right, so let's watch this. And I respect Jada for doing this in 2016, along with Spike Lee.
Begging for acknowledgement
Callie,
and
shush.
asking diminishes dignity and diminishes power. And we are a dignified people.
Now, unfortunately, I agree with her there. I do not think that last night's actions brought a lot of dignity. And understanding doesn't justify, though. Understanding doesn't justify, and nothing. In my opinion, violence is very rarely justified. I should say, I don't know if I should say never. I don't know, but very rarely justified, especially civilian violence. I can't. I mean, I know I'm open to opposing opinion, but I can't justify that. Um, so I'm sad because the dignity of speaking out with your words too, and protesting. I really like what she did back then. I remember it now. I had forgotten. I've forgotten that this was a thing back then. And you know what? A few more years, look where we're at. But now, unfortunately, some of this family's dignity is lost. Um, and there's tarnishes on his Oscar, and his career. I am rooting for him to come back, but I think it also will help his career. I actually think it will help his career if he faces some type of consequence and pays it, and then maybe more of an apology. Even though I don't like what Chris Rock said, that doesn't justify what was done to him.
We are powerful, and let's not forget it.
Wow. Wow, did you see that? I've all that year. There's a lot of great. Wow. Wow.
Today is Martin Luther King's birthday. And I can't help but ask the question, is it time that people of color recognize how much power, influence that we have amassed?
Okay. Yeah, and share this video too, because right after that, I'm going to share this next video that shows the context of the history between Chris and mocking the Smiths. I actually think that was last night was just the tipping point. I think the previous joke, considering um, what they were doing and a lack of respect of what they were doing, and realizing how I think uh, yeah, he has the right to joke about it, but uh, really lacked a lot of empathy for the plight of other people in the industry. And it really was really not cool to say she well here you'll hear his words. Hold on.
Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
See, that's not cool. That's not cool. She would have been invited as the significant, um, her and Will would they would have been invited, so that it was a real boycott. And that really disrespects her whole career. Not cool. Not cool. I agree with that. It is a joke, but that's not cool. She deserved to be there too, and I respect that she did boycott it then.
Oh, wow.
I didn't really want to show that again, but the person that put this together had in there. But yeah, that's that very upsetting. I don't know what the right answer. There's a lot of hard questions. I also don't want to just blame, even though I have issues with the Academy. I don't want to just blame them, because I have more news on that later. That they were very. I have news that they were really considering removing him. It's not an easy thing to handle. I think also a lot of people on the internet are too critical too. What do you do in this situation? How do you handle it? I think I do applaud the Academy in launching an investigation, and I think even though I don't want him to face consequences, I think it'll be better for everything to not that they're giving it okay to potential violence, but to condemn this type of thing, and so everyone can move on. I think it should be fast and swift, in some type of fine, or I hope he's not banned permanently. That would be very sad, and I hope they don't take his award away. But some type of fine or angerment. I don't know, angerment. I don't know, something. I don't know what the right answer is, but I think something needs to be done.
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
ウィル・スミスにやられました。
Thi- Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. ジェーンのジョークだったんです。
I'm going to.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack there. It's not just he didn't just snap at a moment. There was years of build up there because of disrespect of other people in the industry there, from Rock's comments in 2016, and the context of what the Smiths were doing at that time. There was a lot in the industry, a lot of Black entertainers in the industry that were boycotting in 2016, and that was just and to treat them like a joke, and to have a host, and then having the whole Academy applaud the big joke there when there was a real issue, treat it like a joke. That is a serious disrespect, and honestly, That was like a slap in the face to the Smiths first, honestly. Not a literal, but it was also a slap in the face. The Academy, I don't know if I should title the video this. It was a slap in the face to them first. So I have, but it's still not justified. All right, all right. So I will provide the links in the description here. That's my thoughts. I want to get on the other stuff too, but it is relevant. It needs to be discussed, and it actually can't just be brushed under the rug, because there's a lot, like treat it like a family. There's a lot of family issues in the industry, and there's a history there, and I don't know what the right answers are. And I also want to say we need to get back to movie talk, to not box ourselves in and agree to disagree and have better conversations, because that's also what's going to make movie talk great again. I'll see you guys later.